Hey guys, so in this video we're going to cover everything about making apps with Lovable. Can you really make apps with Lovable? Is it all bullshit? What do you need to know to be able to use Lovable to the best of the ability? Because in the 21st century now, with Lovable, with these AI tools, AI coding, we really have an unprecedented opportunity. We as people, as regular people who don't know how to code, can now use Lovable and these tools to make apps that usually required an upfront investment of 20,000 USD, 5,000 USD, and more. A full stack team is now available at your fingertips. And really just have a few years, maximum a few years, maybe less, to be able to make an app, make it in the right way, and without having any upfront cost, being able to capture the opportunities before other people are going to do it. Because the cost to make apps are now so low with AI, which can copy any app. You can now make an app very fast, and then you can ship it and market it and get your users. So we're going to cover everything about Lovable development in this video. And for the marketing part, how you're going to market an app, that we'll cover in another video. For this, I'm going to teach you how you can build apps in Lovable. I've built more than 10 apps, and I'm going to show you one case study, which is a super comprehensive crypto analysis app. I'm going to teach you how you can build apps in Lovable and what you need to know, because you have to have some technical knowledge to be able to make the app with the AI, to fix the problems that the AI does, to know what's going on, because the AI can get into endless error loops and you need to understand what's going on so you can fix it. So let's jump right into this video so that you can start making your apps with Lovable and understand how to use it to the best of your ability. See you there. Let's go. Okay guys, so I made this little graphic for you guys to be able to understand, and some of you are developers and this will speak well within what you know, but for you guys who are new to sort of development, who are new to maybe Lovable or aren't that technical, you guys will very much find benefit from this graphic, because you need to understand the different tools and how they sit in the stack and how you use Lovable to the best of your ability, right? So Lovable, it's the sort of the place where you are now vibe coding and talking to a ChatGPT sort of an interface to be able to build your app. Now, what is actually happening is that you are looking at the front end, which is the actual web app, which is the design. It's the front end. That's what we call it. It's the front of the application where users can access it. But in reality, a whole app, like the whole life of an app, everything that is within the app usually sits within the back end. And the front end is only a means to access what is in the back end. And there are all these different procedures to do that securely, to do that for every user, so that users only see what they are supposed to see, because there is different data for every user. And so the back end that is being used with Lovable, that's Supabase. So Supabase is the tool which you might have seen, which Lovable uses, which is an amazing tool where we can now access what was before needed to completely code from scratch, such as like a whole database table, having SQL queries and building a whole stack. Now you can just use Supabase for this. And so Supabase is the backend database and more that Lovable uses, and it has much more functionalities than just being a database, but that's part of its functionality. So you have to understand that a front-end application has a lot of data, it has a lot of files, it has a lot of structures, and that has to be structured somewhere and has to be organized in a manner. And when you code Lovable, when you write to Lovable, it actually natively basically communicates with Supabase. And so that's what's going on. You have the front-end app design that accesses the Supabase, and that's where you have a lot of the app functionality. Now, what is this functionality that we're talking about? I mentioned tables. So tables is where it will be storing information. Imagine you're making a list of the top 50 cryptocurrencies in the world. Well, that list now has to be stored somewhere, and maybe you want to have it updated every second. Now, it might not necessarily be needed to store that. You can fetch it from somewhere else. But if you store it, you have to have it in your place so you can get that information and show it in the front end. And that happens in tables. Now, if users need to log in with a username and password and email, there has to be authentication. And this is what we call the auth. That's also handled by Supabase in the backend. And finally, we have on Supabase what we call edge functions. Edge functions are basically the functions which enable your app to now communicate with the outside world. For example, OpenAI or Claude AI, for example, Perplexity, another tool that lets you, use an LLM with internet, or even NA10, which is our AI automation tool we teach you in our school community. So the edge function is why you will ensure that the app can now communicate, and it will use the webhooks and HTTP requests and APIs. So, any tool you have, any external source will use an API, and Lovable lets you handle that securely. You give it the API, and what happens is that it uses the edge function to set that up and communicate and get the data or send the data. So it's all about sending and receiving data. It works in your back end. It has the Lovable. The authentication is properly created so that users only see what they're supposed to see, and data gets stored in tables. This is the fundamental structure of almost any web app in the whole world. And once you get this, once you understand this and have this in your mind, you will be able to understand what's going on with Lovable much more once you vibe code and use the app. Now I will show you an app I made, and we're going to go through and show you the real capabilities of what is actually possible with Lovable, because some people are not able to make apps and they think that it's actually not possible to build very complex things, and I will show you that it very much is. So let's go and see that case study right now. Yeah, guys, so this is an app that I made, a crypto app. It's one of the first things I made in Lovable, because I've been in crypto for a long time, and honestly it was sort of hard to make this. I actually, once I managed to do it, expanded a lot upon it. And as you guys can see, there are a lot of functionality here already. What we see here is the top trending cryptocurrencies in the world. And for example, if I search XLR, which is a cryptocurrency, or let's say, for example, Solana, Sol, we will get the results, and this is the live price as far as I know, and it will be loading that. Now I have to ensure that I'm logged in. Yeah, I am logged in, and then it should be loading. It takes some time. Keep in mind that I have not checked in this app in many months. There may be some features that aren't actually working, but this app should be working and have some functionality live. And so the whole purpose here, let's first see if it's loading. Okay, yeah. And so we chose one cryptocurrency. Solana wasn't working for some reason, but okay. So Chainlink, for example, we can see the trending cryptocurrencies. Chainlink is one of them, but it sits at 0% basically movement. And we see the price here. We can double check that this price is actually the right price for today. And so what we have is a very nice crypto analysis board where you can see the statistics, the market cap, the volume, the link. We're fetching that from the API, from edge functions, or scraping, I don't remember, and basically it fetches that information and shows that. Now we also did implement like this embedding chart, so you can see the chart of the cryptocurrency on a weekly basis, and yeah, basically see the whole chart of the price. And at the same time, we also did implement the AI analysis with these AI LLMs to analyze the price and the data. Not sure it works, honestly. I haven't checked again in many months. What happens when we click here? We can check it. So, the purpose was to have AI analyze the current market and the price. So yeah, we even have it working. So it's giving you some news and some fundamentals. Not sure how valuable this analysis is. And, this app could actually be very much developed upon and updated. And it is a very nice idea. So if you guys want to steal it, go ahead. But in reality, like in my school community, I teach you guys how to build apps and how to build like AI automation and how to take these ideas to the next level. So like from my side, I have no shortcut of ideas. So, in school, we have much of the value there. But yeah, so this is like deep research and then token report. I think the token report was supposed to be more of like the price analysis. And so this is something that I have been vibe coding with Lovable. Now, what I have in my understanding was how to get this data. I knew where this data was. I'm using, for example, tools like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap to get the information, like, yeah, the price, the market cap, and then I'm telling it to store it, and I'm telling it to show it in the front end. And that's how we build the sort of app correctly, because we have to really be telling the AI what to do. Now at the same time, we have some articles. I use News API for that. So another API request to get information, get the blog text and information, and show that in our own front end, right? So like there is many functionalities that I've done. Let's just go a bit through some of the others. Here is the top 100. Actually, guys, for your information, this app is live on the domain cryptobrief.xyz. You guys can check it out if you guys like it. Maybe something would happen. Who knows? Maybe this app is actually very good. I made it many months ago. Here you can compare different cryptocurrencies. So you can, for example, compare XRP to Ethereum. You can see there's a 220% increase if they have the same market cap. And there are some other stuff here that I wanted to make. and that some of them half finished. This one is, for example, not finished. It should be a chat, and then your own portfolio section. So guys, as you see, there are literally so many different features of this app, and I made this completely with Lovable. How I did that was understanding where the data is, how the edge functions work, how to, for example, show the data in different ways, ensure that the data gets updated at the right frequency, and also the user authentication. We have the login, right? We have the chat interface. Every configuration is different. For example, if I make a report, or if I favorite a cryptocurrency like this Bitcoin was my favorite, then this should only show for the different user. Now, how does that work in Lovable? It takes it by the user ID and it uses different things. So this is some of the things that you can take into consideration. Now, if you have an idea that you want to build an app with, you have to sort of make sure you go through a 4-step process. And this is either something you can do with ChatGPT or yourself. You have to have the idea, and then you have to ask yourself or the AI if it's technically possible. Because many ideas we have, for example, let me say like a marketplace to connect, job people with jobs. Like, this sounds very cool, but it's very, very complicated when you have to integrate all of the different components, payments, all of these different features as a marketplace has, because the marketplace is a quite comprehensive application. So is it technically possible? Of course, everything is technically possible, but with a vibe coding framework, with Lovable, keep in mind, Lovable is limited. You can't build anything with Lovable. You have to build simple, straightforward, step-by-step apps that have a few components that work together. And so you have to ask, is it technically possible? And is it, with Lovable also, right? Lovable, like, can it be done with Lovable easy, right? That's what you need to ask yourself as well, because you have to start step by step, and you're building like a beta version as well, right? With these vibe coding tools, not the full app. So once you have answered yourself that, you should think now, how would it look like? What are the components? Do you understand yourself how it looks like? If you don't have a complete understanding, ask ChatGPT, get an understanding, then confirm that this is like a straightforward thing, and confirm, for example, if ChatGPT doesn't know, say Lovable, Supabase, edge functions, how would it look like? Have an understanding. For us who have done this and are quite technical, we know from before if this app is actually something that can be done or not, because we understand data will be taken from there, API stored, etc., etc. So have that small sort of a phase of research and understanding, and then if you understand that yes, maybe it's not complicated, maybe it's easy to do, or at least like it's quite complicated, but it's good enough for what a Lovable can do, then I would suggest that you proceed with spending tokens and time on building the app on Lovable, because Lovable app coding can take many hours. The app I just showed you guys, it took me maybe like 100 hours, like legit. But now I'm making apps in like 5 hours, 4 hours, because I know how it works. I learned how it works. So now I build apps literally so fast. Even I showed you guys in the last YouTube video how I made an app in literally 10 minutes. So this is like how I've learned to make apps fast, and I will be teaching you guys that in the school community. But again, this video has a lot of the value. This video, you guys will go a long way with it. And if you guys like to make apps, you want to settle an app in the next year that you can build, that you can launch, that you can, maybe escape your 9 to 5 with. If you like AI, if you like AI automation or Lovable build apps and sort of see the opportunity here, join the school community. It's free, and it will not be free forever, but right now it's open to anyone who want to join. We are around 60 members and we have a lot of value there. So if you like this video, or if you see the value in the offer, join the school community, and I will see you there. And I hope this video was valuable. See ya.